Every student in the state of Mississippi is entitled to a public education, and before a child is denied access to that education, they are entitled to be heard. That hearing is called due process. The Mississippi Center for Justice has represented 400 plus students across the state of Mississippi, and we found that school districts have different ideas of what due process means. It's for that reason that we believe a uniform due process policy must be implemented in this state.
My name is Maddie. I have 3 grandchildren. James, Jamishiana, and Kareem live with me, and I take care of all their affairs. We never had an impartial person to listen to our side and give reconsideration to what the principal had said. On Jamishiana, we never had a hearing because the principal would never go back and reconsider his decision. He was the judge and the jury. Whatever he said goes, and whatever his teacher said, that was it. They were right and nobody else mattered. Whatever they had to say made a difference. They would call me for Jamishiana several times a week, so I decided that I needed some outside help. So I called Mississippi Center for Justice because the principal was being very unfair towards Jamishiana. So we did get a plan in place for Jamishiana, but her teachers, nor the principals followed through with the plan that was implemented for her. After about a week that the plan was implemented, I was getting calls for Jamishiana like the plan had never been written up. And they never listened to her side or my side as to what happened.
Multiple short-term suspensions is one way that school districts avoid providing students with their due process rights. Ms. Maddie called the Mississippi Center for Justice because she was having so many calls from the schools based on James and Jamishiana's behavior issues. She needed some help and assistance in keeping her children in the classroom so that they could learn and be successful. Students who are subjected to multiple short-term suspensions for the same patterns of behavior have a right to a due process hearing, since all those short-term suspensions add up to long-term suspensions or, in some cases, expulsion. The common thread in school discipline issues is that there is no check and balance, meaning that instead of there being a system that listens to both sides and make a decision fairly, when it comes to the kids, it's just check, 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 always against the child.
Students have rights. Students should have the right to representation. Representation that can include an attorney, a parent, guardian, and/or an advocate on their behalf. Students should also have the right to review all of the information that's being presented against them. They should have an opportunity to review the case and to look at the violations prior to going to the hearing. Students should have the right to call witnesses and to cross-examine witnesses that the district may call.